Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining. This is Ken Patel. I'm a pharmacist for about 20 years and an independent and currently own an independent pharmacy for about 6 years called Right Way Pharmacy. I am really excited that you decided to join this webinar and gives me a chance to share the great benefits of CBD oil with you. So if you have any questions, feel free to type it in the chat box. I will keep an eye on it. And as things progress, I will answer those questions. So the use of CBD oil has exploded recently. Now it seems to be everywhere where we look, we see somebody selling CBD. But does CBD live up to its hype? So I'll let you decide for yourself, but I want to start by taking a look at the history of CBD. Then I'll explain what CBD oil is. And then at the end of the class, I want to share some benefits of CBD oil. So let's get started. So welcome, and let's go and look at the rich history about CBD. So many people assume that CBD is a new and innovative supplement. However, CBD has a rich history. So Roger Adams, a chemistry professor at the University of Illinois, first discovered CBD in 1940s. Adams separated CBD oil from the hemp plant to study its properties and found it had many benefits. Now, modern CBD history began in 1946 when I should say Dr. Walter Love conducted the first CBD test on lab animals. The tests were performed to prove that CBD does not cause an altered mental state. So after that research, the further research continued, and in 1960, they did some research on primates, and finally, the first CBD oil used for therapeutic use was released by British Pharmacopoeia. So now the research all continued for over decades, and then another discovery was made in 1980 by Dr. McCollum, who ran a study which showed cannabinoid could be a critical factor in treating epilepsy. So as you can see, there's a vast history on CBD. So let's now see what CBD is today, right? So there is a stigma. There used to be a stigma surrounding CBD, but I would say it's starting to disappear as the benefits are finally beginning to be understood. Now, CBD supplements made from industrial hemp are legal in all 50 states. Believe it or not, it's in UK and many other countries too. Now, scientists are still researching the CBD and conducting experiments that reveal the beneficial uses of CBD. Now, some people ask me, or there's always a question saying, what is the difference between hemp and marijuana? So let's take a look at what the difference is. So now cannabis, or to understand better hemp and marijuana, I will start by discussing cannabis. So cannabis is a plant family that includes many species such as hemp and marijuana. Now, although they come from the same plant family, they have distinctly different purposes and uses. So to give an example, let's say cabbage and turnip are both different vegetables. However, they both belong to the plant family called Brassicaceae or Crucifera family. So they come from the same kind of family, but they have completely different uh, use and purposes. Now, hemp and industrial hemp refer to the strain of cannabis plant that is grown for agriculture products such as like textiles, seeds, and oil. Now, industrial hemp or regulations have that they cannot have a THC more than 0.3%. And we'll talk more about THC in a little bit. While marijuana, on the other hand, is known for its flowering plant tops. So the flowers are bred to contain high THC content, and the average content of THC contained in marijuana is about 10%. And the plants are illegal to grow without proper licensing in participating states, right? So I know we just passed the marijuana law down in Arizona, so we'll see what that implies and how we can, or how, what can we do with that law, what is allowed and what is not allowed. But right now we're just focusing on CBD. So next, uh, I want to talk about comparison, like hemp versus marijuana. Now, so two simple or distinctions between hemp and marijuana. So hemp is a non-psychoactive plant, which means that it doesn't get you high or anything like that. Uh, and is primarily used in clothing, I should say, paper, biofuels, bioplastics, some dietary supplements. It's also used in cosmetics and personal care products. Now, hemp is cultivated in a, as a large crop, with both male and female plants being present to foster pollination and increase seed production. On the contrary, marijuana is basically a cannabis sativa. Uh, it's specifically cultivated to enhance its THC content and to be used mainly for medical or recreational purposes. Now, marijuana plants are typically grown indoors uh, under control conditions, and growers typically remove all the male plants from the crop to prevent fertilization. Since fertilization, what it does, it lowers the THC content and or THC level. So that's where they want to kind of make sure that they have higher THC levels. So that's why they do that. So next, we want to talk about is cannabinoid, right? So what is cannabinoid? So cannabinoid are chemical compounds which include cannabinol and active constituents of cannabis. So you might think, what does that mean? So there are at least 113 different cannabinoids have been isolated from the cannabis plants. So the best studied cannabinoids include tetrahydrocannabinol, which is THC, which is part of in marijuana, right? The cannabinol, which is CBD, and then there is a cannabinol, which is CBN. Or so basically it's CBD and CBN. Now, THC, which is the tetrahydrocannabinol, which is psychoactive cannabinoid, it's found in cannabis plant. So some of the therapeutic qualities, I should say, for THC is pain relief, relaxation, appetite stimulation, and insomnia. While CBD or the cannabidiol is present in many strains of cannabis at very low level. And then some of the popular uses of CBD relief is mainly for chronic muscle pain, convulsions, and inflammation. And then CBN, which is also cannabinol, is usually formed when the THC, so the marijuana part of it, is exposed to UV light and oxygen over time. Now, CBN does have some psychoactive properties, but not as nearly as the THC. So it has some similarity like THC or marijuana, and that's CBN. So now we need to understand, right, uh, that what is endocannabinoid system. So you may be surprised to learn that there is a system in our body that comprise of receptors that interact exclusively to the cannabinoids like CBD. So it is called basically an endocannabinoid system. We typically call it an ECS. And it is the reason we benefit from CBD. So the ECS is made up of network of receptors and was discovered in late 1990s. So what happens is CBD bonds with our body's CB1 and CB2 receptors, helping to maintain vital health functions and restore the homeostasis or the balance within the body. So you might think, what is homeostasis? So think about, easy way of explaining would be is, you know how your body temperature is 96.8? Our body tries to regulate and keep it to that level, right? Whether it's too hot outside or too cold outside, it figures out and tries to keep it to the normal 96.8. And that's exactly how the CBD works. Is there are receptors, it goes and attaches to it, and what it does, it finds the balance for that channel, and that's how he brings the homeostasis. Okay, so next, if you have any questions, please write it down in the chat and I can answer it, or at the end, you can email me too, and I'll be glad to answer those questions. I know it's a lot of science related stuff. It might be a little confusing, but if you feel free to send a question that you have, or if you don't understand a certain thing, I will re-explain it. All right, so since I don't have any questions at this point, I'm going to start further and say, how does we learn the learning process of it? So researchers are still learning a lot about CBD oil. So far, they've indicated CBD may inhibit the tumor growth. It helps making chemotherapy more effective without harming the healthy cells and tissues. It relieves pain and inflammation, including chronic pain and cancer pain. It also lessens the anxiety. It can improve the quality of sleep. It fights viruses and some viral infections. It also relieves muscle spasms of multiple sclerosis. Now, CBD has shown remarkable potential in research studies for its ability to lower convulsions, anxiety, inflammation, and nausea. Now, it also lessens the psychotic symptoms of schizophrenia. So behavioral, it can help behavioral conditions too. It reduces or prevents metastasis in breast cancer and other types of cancer too. So there's a lot of research that has happened, and let's also see what researchers are saying about CBD. So some facts versus fiction. So I'll start with the facts. So CBD will not get you high. CBD can provide a natural method to care for a wide range of ailments. CBD has become very popular in the medical community. Researchers from around the world have conducted countless clinical trials and medical studies. Researchers have discovered that due to its anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, antipsychotic, anticonvulsant, and antidepressant properties, CBD benefits a wide range of conditions. CBD researchers have found that CBD can be used in 50 plus different conditions. Now, of course, we don't have time to go through all of them, but I will share a link with you that can help you if you need to research some more about the benefits on it. So now let's go each conditions and see what so let's say anxiety and depression. So now, according to Anxiety and Depression Association of America, anxiety disorders affect more than 18% of the population. So according to WHO, depression is the single most significant contributor to disability worldwide, while anxiety disorders are ranked sixth in the world. Now, more and more people are turning to CBD as a natural alternative to prescribed medication, which cause some side effects. I know I dispense quite a bit of anxiety medications, and I know some patients do experience some side effects, and this could be a great alternative for them uh, that can have no side effects. Now, according to the survey published in Cannabis and Cannabinoid Research in 2018, almost 62% of cannabidiol users reported that they use CBD to treat medical conditions, with the top three being pain, anxiety, and depression. So, as you can see, uh, it's used in a lot of different ways to help anxiety and depression. I have some links that I will share with you. I know it can be also used for panic disorder, social anxiety disorder. There's quite a few different things. So I'll share that link with you too. Any questions so far? Good, good. All right. So the next we'll talk about is neuroprotective properties. Okay, so researchers have believed that CBD's ability to act on endocannabinoid system and other brain signaling system may provide benefits for those with neurological disorders. So one of the most studied uses of CBD is in treating neurological disorders like epilepsy and multiple sclerosis. I know I mentioned earlier epilepsy, they've started in like almost 1960s, 1980s, I should say, the benefits of it. So it has shown good research and effectiveness, I should say, on several neurological diseases. So next we can talk about is heart health. How does CBD help the heart? So high blood pressure, right, is linked to higher risk of many health conditions, including stroke, heart attack, and metabolic syndrome. Now, recent research has linked CBD with several benefits for the heart and circulatory systems, including the ability to lower high blood pressure. Now, they suggest that the stress and anxiety reducing properties of CBD are responsible for its ability to help lower the uh, blood pressure, and that's how it helps prevent some of the heart uh, conditions. Next, let's say goodbye to pain. So, chronic conditions like fibromyalgia and arthritis have been the subject of many studies regarding CBD and pain relief. Now, CBD oil has steadily gained popularity as the natural approach to pain relief. It's thought that CBD oil might help ease chronic pain in part by reducing inflammation. Uh, and that's why common type of chronic pain includes cancer pain, fibromyalgia, headaches. Uh, it could be lower back pain, migraines, multiple sclerosis, neuropathic pain, and even osteoarthritis. So it helps reducing those inflammation and thereby helps the pain. It has also shown now for weight loss. This is interesting. While THC, which is the portion of the marijuana, right, it increases appetite. CBD has an opposite effect. So there was a study done in 2017, excuse me, um, by a scientific literature regarding CBD found that weight loss was a common side effect when it was used to treat seizures in people and actually reduce food intake uh, and weight gain in rats. So they did some studies. Of course, more research is needed to understand weight loss benefits. However, this is an exciting potential, right? Use as a weight gain and obesity are considered the cause of many different chronic diseases. So if it helps getting weight loss, it's going to help in other conditions too. So that's a good option too. So now let's see what different types of CBD products are available. So there are many different types of CBD products available. Determining how to use CBD oil first starts by choosing the route of administration. So how do we want to take it? So there are three different categories. They have ingestibles, smokables, and topicals. So ingestibles offer the most variety, which is liquid hemp oil like CBD tinctures or CBD drops, CBD concentrated into thick paste. They often refer to that as a Rick Simpson oil or RSO. They have encapsulated CBD oil kind of capsules, right? Phytocannabinoid rich sprays. They have bottled waters with CBD, which is nano-sized CBD particles in it. They have CBD infused chewing gum. They have on-the-go dissolvable powders containing CBD. Now they even have cooking oils like coconut oil or olive oil with uh, added cannabinoids to it. They have CBD infused edibles, which is gummies or brownies or cookies. So there's quite a few different options that it's available. Now, how or let's say who can take it first, and then we'll say how. Uh, so it can be. Thank you. I'm just drinking water. Uh, Now that researchers have found that benefits of CBD use uh, is quite a bit. Uh, when you consider it, it can be used for a lot of reasons. It can be used for even acne, ADHD, anxiety, depression, epilepsy, diabetes, heart disease, any inflammation. It can be used for nausea, pain, rheumatoid arthritis, schizophrenia. So there are a lot of different disease conditions that CBD can be used. So next question we think is, how much do I need? How do I take it? Right? So figuring it out the CBD oil or how much to take CBD oil to take, it's quite complicated maze. But when determining how much CBD to take, you want to consider a few things, right? The first is the concentration of CBD, the weight of the individual's body chemistry, and the severity of the condition being treated. So, so when taking all those factors into account, there's no one size fits all dosage. Typically, CBD works in a bell-shaped curve. So what we see is you start with the lower dose and slowly increase it every few days till you see the maximum benefit. We do provide you a dosing chart that helps you and guides you how to increase your dosage. Uh, and it kind of helps to see the benefits as you slowly increase it to see uh, you're getting the right dose to get the results, because taking higher dose does not mean that you will get the benefit. So you want to make sure you get the right dose. Now you might even think about, hey, can there's different milligrams or different size. I see 300, I see 600, I see 1,000. Which one do I take? Now, those numbers mean that what amount of CBD is in that bottle. So let's say if it's 1,000 milligram bottle and there's a 50 ml of the solution or the tincture, then what you need to do is you divide the 1,000 by 50. And when you do that, that's 20 milligrams. So one dropper, when you take it, you're getting 20 milligrams of CBD. So just taking higher number, if it's 2,000 or 800 or 600, doesn't mean that you're getting the right dosing. You just have to know exactly what it is that you're taking and then increase it to get to the right dosage. So the good rule of thumb to determine CBD, depending on the pain level too. So on the pain, if somebody has pain, it would be to 1 to 6 milligrams of CBD for every 10 pounds of body weight, depending on the individual's pain. Now, if it's for mild pain, then we'll do 1 to 2 milligrams. Medium will be 3 to 4 milligrams, and severe could be 5 to 6 milligrams of CBD per every 10 pounds. There could be another suggestion options that some people talk about is 25 milligrams twice a day, and then increase every 3 to 4 weeks by 25 milligrams until you see the symptom relief. Now, Mayo Clinic has given us some suggestions too that I'd like to share. So they suggest that for chronic pain, it's between 2.5 to 20 milligrams of CBD. For epilepsy, about 200 to 300 milligrams of CBD daily. So for movement problems due to Huntington disease, they recommend about 10 milligrams of CBD per kg of body weight for 6 weeks. And that has shown great results. For sleep disorders, it ranges from about 40 to 160 milligrams of CBD. Now, most of the patients that I see, they start with the lower, probably around 10, and I see 10 to 20 milligrams have given them a good relief. For multiple sclerosis symptoms, cannabis plant extracts containing 2.5 to 120 milligrams of CBD daily for 2 to 15 weeks is what their recommendation is. Schizophrenia, it says about 40 to 1,280 milligrams of CBD daily. And then for glaucoma, they talk about is a single sublingual CBD dosage of 20 to 40 milligrams is what they recommend. So these are some of the recommendations from Mayo Clinic. Now, how to use it, right? Once you figure out, okay, I'm taking this tincture or the oil, what do I need to do? So once you figure out the serving size or the dosage that you want to take, what you need to do is simply place the correct quantity of the drops under the tongue using the dropper and hold the CBD oil in place for a minimum of at least 60 seconds before you swallow. This allows the absorption via the blood vessels underneath the tongue, and that's where it helps to kind of absorb, and you will see the effect. Now, sometimes the test can be a little bit off, depending on, we do have some flavor CBD oils too that can help if test is a concern. So next, on final notes, I should say, so know that there is no established lethal dose of CBD, and chronic use has been repeatedly shown to be well tolerated by humans. So as with any natural product, it is essential that you talk to your doctor before you start using it, especially if you are on pain medications and you're on pain contract. Please make sure you check with your pain doctors too, to make sure they're okay before you start it, just to make sure that everybody is aware of, to help you get your pain under control. So before you start taking CBD, there could be some drug interactions with the medications you might be taking. So please check with me or your doctor to make sure that there is no any drug interactions before you start taking CBD. Now, they also, I want to emphasize that CBD is not physically addictive, so it's not habit forming. You can take it, and if you miss it or if you don't stop, if you stop it, you'll be fine. So there won't be any addictive like people talk about THC or marijuana. Now, it also is being active and eating a diet rich of DHA, which is omega-3 fatty acid, might increase the effects of CBD. So if you're taking it along with the omega-3, you might see a better benefit. And then those under high levels of chronic stress would potentially need higher CBD oil dosage to receive the same effect compared to somebody who is not chronically stressed. All right, so that brings me to some of the resources that I have that I kind of got all this information from. What I will do is, I mean, there are links of all the different websites. I will share that with you in an email, and so that you have, and if you need to research further or study more about it, you can do that. And then finally, yes, you made it. So congratulations, you made it to the end. Well, now you're practically an expert, I would say, regarding the subject of CBD. Now, thank you so much for joining me today. Please post any messages you might have or any questions regarding today's class. Now, remember to always consult your doctor before changing any medications or combining CBD with your current prescriptions. In many cases, CBD is effective alongside conventional methods of treatment. However, it's always better to err on the side of a caution when it comes to your health. And then also, I would like to share that I've created a coupon code called CBD webinar. So if you decide to go online on our website and buy any CBD products for this week till November 21st and use the coupon code CBD webinar, you will get 15% discount on all our CBD products. Along with that, we'll have a free delivery in Sun City area. So thank you so much for joining. Any questions for me? Perfect. Well, you know my number uh, and my email address, so please feel free to reach out. And thank you so much for joining today. Cheers. See you later. Thanks. Bye.